Hey everyone, welcome to Lachlan Likes a Thing. Now I'm just trying a little experiment here. I am trying to wear the Xiaomi Pistons 2s outside and give you my actual first impressions of the kind of noise isolation. I can tell you these don't isolate particularly well in terms of noise. They actually let in quite a lot of high frequency sound. Now what you're hearing at the moment I believe is actually being recorded straight through the microphone. Also, the point of this video is to test out the Hyperlapse application's image stabilization feature. Now, I am so intrigued by the capability of this application to stabilize like motion. And to give you a comparison, I tried doing the same sort of thing on my RX100, my Sony RX100, and I found that each time you took a step, there's a kind of jolt. Whereas it seems like the Hyperlapse application is able to resolve that. Now the way Hyperlapse apparently works is that it takes the gyroscope sensor data from the phone and uses it to map out the way the camera is moving. So afterwards it applies that processing to the video and then applies all sorts of kind of effects to, you know, keep everything smooth. And it really appears to work, and I'm actually surprised because that was not the apparent intended, the initial intended application of that technology. And if it turns out that this kind of thing works really well, then I'd be keen to do kind of more videos like this. It almost, you know, makes me think about getting an iPhone 6 because apparently the iPhone 6 camera, the selfie camera, which I'm using now, has you know, better quality, and it also has face detection. I actually don't know if face detection actually works in the Hyperlapse application, and unfortunately there's no Android equivalent of this, because otherwise you'd be able to pick up some sort of neat well, I'm sure there's Android equivalent applications, but there's no Android version of Hyperlapse, and I have no idea if the Android stabilization programs use the same sort of stabilization technique. So there you hear, for instance, the train going past, and basically I can hear the train almost as well because of these large vents on the earpieces of the Xiaomi. So yeah, no, they don't isolate particularly well. I don't think they isolate very poorly, but the other thing that really bugs me about these earphones, I have to say, is that they just have these little ridges on the inside of the earpiece, and because it's hard metal, if the inside of your ear rubs up against them, it actually is sort of irritating. Now that only happens when the earpieces move in my ears, or if I were to move my jaw or talk, which I'm doing now, and then I feel a kind of scratching sensation on the inside, which is just not particularly pleasant. And as you can see, I haven't taken a shower this morning. Gross, I know, but that's why my hair looks kind of icky. I should probably cut that bit out of the video, who cares? But yeah, no, there's no Android equivalent application, no Hyperlapse on Android, but there are a bunch of new Android cameras, Android phones that are coming out which have really good selfie cams. Like apparently there's that new HTC Desire I think Sony is coming out with a bunch of things because apparently doing selfies is the new thing, and I don't know, I don't usually take selfies, but this kind of application for this kind of video does seem pretty intriguing. Anyway, let's see how this video turned out. Cheers.